Today makes 1842. It's June 3rd, 2023. Finishing up a nearly 6 miler. And come here today to talk about, well, let's talk about the weather. It's about 78, 79 degrees, but it's humid. And it's been humid all week, so you get a good sweat in. And since I'm on the trimming stage, this is great for me to just be out here just getting a good sweat in. But today I come here to talk about survivor's remorse. And if you look up the definition of what it means, it's that internal guilt for being successful or being the only one to survive a horrific situation. So, like many of us, we first generation of people making six figures in our families. And where we came from was meager environments. We've seen a lot of things that should cause a lot of PTS and trauma, but a lot of us learn how to just push forward regardless of what we went through. So we don't witness drive-by shootings, deaths, and robberies and stuff like that, you know, all kind of violent acts and, you know, poverty and going without eating and seeing parents get abused and, you know, stuff like that. And we all have overcame this stuff because we're taught to just be strong. But the thing is when you look around and nobody appears to be those people you grew up with or have the same mentality you grew up with, it causes a little bit of guilt, a little bit of depression, a little bit of anxiety that why am I the only one that survived? Why am I the only one that made it? And you go back, say for instance, you know, y'all was in a gunfight and everybody died but you. And every year you go visit their graves, or when you get in your zone and you vibing, it's hard to stay happy or find peace and joy when you start reflecting that everybody else died but me. Why not me? You know, the rapper, got a song called My Life featuring Lil Wayne. And in the lyrics it said, what have I done to deserve to still be here? Why you spare my life? Or why you put me on this path to be successful and everybody else around me can't go? So you want to take your people with you. And the fact that you can't because their mentality ain't on the same wavelength, or they don't have the capability or skills or made the right necessary choices, whether they got felonies on their record, misdemeanors or other things, or they never got the education they need to succeed at something. Every time you go around, you feel obligated to give, to pay for things, you know, to listen to all their excuses. You feel obligated without judgment because you wish your boys was here with you. And if they're dead, you feel obligated to their families, or you try to avoid their families altogether because you don't want to face the guilt of them being, you know, vindictive or feeling some kind of way about my people gone, but you still here. And so a lot of people, they would start taking drugs to mask their emotions. Some people put it into a skill or, you know, work habit. And some people just self-medicate, self-load. And horrific things come from there, where you pick up addictions or you become numb to feelings and emotions. But to every person out there that's going through there, talk to somebody. When you feel those bouts of sadness, you go through temporary depression when you reflect over your life and all the stuff you overcame. Talk to somebody. Get that out. Especially for us men who are afraid to be vulnerable in front of other people. Find you a circle that has a safe space for you to express yourself. Where you call your boys over is not just to gamble or drink or smoke weed, but I can call my boys over because I need to talk. And I'm not worried about my brother seeing me cry or seeing me vulnerable. If you ain't got that in your life, you'll continue a cycle where you have bouts of happiness and it's masked by a lot of depression. And so you either pick up an addiction or you pick up bad habits to try to mask their emotion. But to all my little black boys, it's okay to feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have emotional breakdowns sometimes. You need to cleanse that emotion. All that stuff do is build up stress, build up heartache. That's why so many of us die of heart disease and heart failures and heart attacks, because we harbor so much, because we were told as kids, don't cry. You know, boys don't do that. Be stronger. But so we carry a whole load on our backs, whether it's our family last names or, our cliques and all the people who died. We carry them on our shoulders every day. Then we go out in the world and we have to face racism and discrimination and prejudice. And I'm quite sure it's other races that go through the similar things, but I can't speak to their plight because I'm a black man. I can only speak to my own. And so many of us that were raised in the projects and stuff, I have to do a reminder every time I go home. I ride through the same project housing that I grew up in, and I reflect. Last time I ran through them, I literally broke down crying, because on each street is memories. And you start thinking about all the people who are no longer here. And it makes you be more appreciative of life, of what you accomplished, all of the things you had to overcome to get here. So when you get here, nothing this world can throw at you can break you, because what you survived was always greater. But speaking to particularly survivors of remorse, forgive yourself for all your actions. Forgive your neighborhoods. Forgive all the people who caused you trauma. And get some help. Talk, vent. Get that out. It's okay to be the only successful person, especially if you're trying to give back, but people don't want to receive it. It's not on you. You can't make somebody else happy if they ain't got it internally. And so don't carry that burden. And like always, I see y'all at the finish line.